Hello, guys. I'm here with a very brief energy update, some channeled messages and themes that wanted to come through right now. Before we get into the message, I wanted to share firstly a little bit of a update. I think when I had mentioned, if you guys haven't listened to this episode or the video yet, I highly recommend listening to it. It's going to explain a lot about the overlying energetics of the summer. There's a lot of big things happening, and it was called, I believe it was Summer Messages or something like that. I forget the name. It was 2 videos ago or 3 videos ago. But I wanted to clarify because I was mentioning that I was going on a little bit of a summer schedule, and I feel like there is a little bit of miscommunication. I think people thought that I wasn't going to be posting or creating content, and that is not the case. It actually is, I just might do more of it, or maybe some weeks where I'm on a holiday or away. But no, by no means am I not going to be creating content. I just meant like I didn't want it to have it on a linear day or schedule. I just wanted to free flow and get these messages out to you guys and some whatever wants to come through. Really, that's what I meant. I just wanted to free flow with it this summer rather than having it on a specific schedule. So yes, I'm definitely creating content. There might be even more. I just wanted to clarify that because someone kind of mentioned in the comments, and I said, no, I'm not going anywhere. Still going to be coming on here. It's just not going to be on like a linear day right now. I'm going on that flowy summer schedule. So a lot of things are happening behind the scenes within my business and what I'm doing. So that's really my main priority right now. And I love sharing these messages with you guys. So I love recording. It's fun for me. So I will be here. Really fascinating to me with what's really interesting for me is that I feel like last week, Friday to Saturday, one of those nights, and it's Friday or it's Saturday today, Saturday morning, which is when I'll probably be recording a lot of these things. But it's Saturday morning where I am. And it's very interesting because the week before that, I had a dream that brought me the information of what the week was going to be last week. And maybe we're still going to be in it a little bit, but like I had this dream where there's a giant chalice and it was already kind of cracking and breaking. And I mentioned this in, I think, in the July energy update. And I went and touched it and things shattered. Okay. And there's a lot of themes right now in the beginning of July, especially around this thing breaking, the hold on you, the blockage, the block, the ceiling shattering that you've been bumping up against, right? And for some of you, this is like a generational curse, right? Type thing. I don't really like that word, but it is true. So yeah, like the generational curse or whatever has been blocking you, that has been sort of there. And you when you really inspect it, you wonder, there's something more to this. Like, why do I keep hitting this? I see this shattering happening, and you might feel a bit of the residual because of what was fascinating about that dream and why I'm sharing this with you, because my dreams have been sharing with me the energy update for the week ahead. And I'll share with you the dream that I had last night that gave me the tip off for this week ahead. But anyways, what was fascinating about the dream is that someone was like, well, you broke it. And I said, oh no, it was already broken. And the pieces of the glass kind of, I think I ingested it, or there were parts of it, and I was like picking it out. And it's the shrapnel, right? You shatter it, you've broken through the ceiling this week. Feels like really specifically this past week, or you're in the process of it. That thing is shattering because your soul is too big for that thing that has been in place. Like, you've broken free. A lot of contracts have been clearing and expired. This past week, we did a massive, massive clearing that changed everything for many people in my 4-week group accelerator. It was huge. It was huge for me. It was huge for a lot of people. And it's really cool to see the changes that are happening really quickly. It was all so in alignment with the themes of with the 7/7 portal and where we're at right now. But like, really, overall, something big is shattering or has shattered. It also is happening through your frequency. It's like your energy, right? Just as I said in the dream, like my energy touched it and it shattered, right? It can't hold anything that is not in alignment with this new energy and this new timeline that's coming in and shifting into place is going to be, it's just not, it's going to fall through, right? Anything not based on just a firm foundation is just not going to be part of this new, right? And I feel like with this breaking through, which I'm going to record a guided activation for you guys for the on this. But anyways, it feels like this shattering moment where this like Cinderella bits and pieces, the transformation, and then you pop out on the other side. And I feel like that's where we're at right now, where you're stepping into is like you're moving out of this moment into this very new energy. And it's 7-Eleven today, which is a huge portal day for me. It's a huge sign. I've been seeing 7-Eleven. It has a lot of significance for me. I feel like there's an acceleration with 7-Eleven happening. And this week that we're stepping into, I'm going to try to get this out by Sunday tomorrow. But what's really interesting, if you guys have been kind of following along with some of the messages coming through, or if you listen to a few of my past videos, which if you haven't, I recommend it. Even the summer messages, I think I mentioned this in it, where all these timelines are shifting, right? There's been a lot of themes around the Akashic rewriting. Things have been sort of like glitchy. And now what's happening with my dream, I'll share the big reveal. They're like, get to it. What's the dream? What's the week ahead? Where are we going? With my dream that I had last night was really cool to see was all these planes were landing. Okay. And if you listen to my previous message, I said the plane's almost landing. I was seeing these wheels were about to touch the ground, but they weren't quite there. They're hitting some turbulence. They're waiting for the right moment to perfectly touch ground. And when you're in that period where you're like, okay, something's about to land, I feel like confused. It feels like glitchy, like this or that. And I'm confused, right? It's not a fun place to be in, when things don't fully feel clear, right? But what was really cool about my dream and where I see how it plays into this energy is that the planes were landing. I was seeing all these planes landing. And for some, I had some friends that I had to contact and be like, hey, I had a dream about you and this really big plane's landing. And you're like, it's your plane. And so I feel like that's a collective message. But what I really feel like the next couple weeks, this version of yourself that you haven't been is here. It's grounding into form. I feel like a lot of answers, and you're going to understand why you had to wait off or hold off for some reason, because there's a better timeline. There's something happening with that landing into place. And it's not to say it couldn't have been this or that. There is an all-encompassing energy. Like I said, with the summer energy, it's like there's an opportunity, right, to step into this, to cut the line. And they said that to me the other day when I was trying to decide between something. They said, you can like bypass this now, right? You don't have to do this, right? You can do this now. And that's where this collapsing is happening. And for some of you, it's like an action step, it's a choice, it's a movement. For some of you, it's like not waiting, because I don't really feel like we're in that waiting moment. I feel like when things don't feel fully clear when it comes to, I don't know, answers, I feel like you're going to know the decision, but you have to retreat into nature. You have to retreat. You have to step away and just be in silence for that answer to really come through. And it comes from a felt knowing. And I actually feel like some of you already know the answer, but it's more of your ego that has to get out of the way a little bit for that answer to come through. And there's a little bit of a leap or a trust fall or something, but like it's a felt knowing, like you're being pulled somewhere. And I think there's a lot of that, that transformation when the thing breaks, right? And the transformation, you turn into like this, whatever magical thing you already are and you're already becoming, right? When that transformation happens and you step into this, you're going to really know, you're going to know what the true direction. And I feel like it's really interesting. There's a really big analogy, like the next 2 weeks is like, if you just need to break out of your shell, you need to expand that comfort zone. It's time to break out of that shell. There's so much, like I'm just seeing like a full send, running off a cliff moment of it feels quite exhilarating. It feels exciting. The next 2 weeks is all about coming out of that shell. And really interesting. It's Cancer season, isn't it? Which is the crab. If I recall, Cancer is the crab, but you've outgrown that shell, and that shell's not comfortable to be in anymore. It's actually, and I really was seeing with a lot of people is like, it's time to move out of that nest, because the collective, if you could just see it as like, oh, the collective needs my energy, it needs my light, right? There's something for me. People, I meant to meet people, I meant to be out in the mix, right? And I do feel like a lot of people are way too comfortable in that hermit mode. And yes, that part is needed, but I do feel like a lot of people are being kicked out of that hermit mode. And actually, in fact, the next puzzle pieces are coming together, right? And there's a lot of new energies wanting to come in. That hermit mode served its purpose because you were energetically detaching from old situations, old people, old patterns, and all these different things. And you had to fully almost become solid in yourself, in this new version of yourself. And, with all the changes, before you could kind of step into this, everybody was going through their upgrades, right? And you had to be in this upgraded energy and essence in order to be part and meet these new people, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't have even seen each other. You wouldn't have been in each other's radar, because you had to upgrade and go through that glow up, that transformation, and be in that internal phase. But I feel like a lot of people are being rapidly kicked out of that phase right now. And it's quite comfortable. It is comfortable to, I don't know, it's quite cozy to be in the hermit phase. It's fun. And it's not to say that we have to rush or anything like that, but you are being kicked out of it. And I feel like the next 2 weeks are really about making some moves to break you out of that shell, because the next, phase that we're stepping into is like the planes are landing, the timelines are landing, you're energetically merging and immersing yourself into this new energy, and things are really kicking off. So I do feel like there's a lot of movement, a lot of like running off the cliff energy. There's one more thing they wanted to share. Oh yeah, Mercury retrograde, really interesting. What I was really feeling with this one for some of you is that there is this refining and aligning. So it's this refining of maybe your message or maybe your path. There's this fine tuning of the details of the plan, right? The new timeline, and aligning. That's what I was really feeling with the message that came through around that. And I feel like for some of you, there's a lot of rewards coming in. I feel like things from before, like I feel like and I'm even noticing this in myself, like there's like the redemption of what was incomplete or didn't work out in the past, or like delayed around some desires, manifestations. I feel like people are coming in as these divine messengers or angels or whatever to share with you like, oh, that phase is done. Oh, this is the healing moment. These are like the redemption moment. These delayed people, these delayed rewards, I feel like related to last summer, even around like, or for winter, wherever you're listening to this, but like maybe you felt there's some kind of timeline glitch happening where things that you went through last year, there's a redemption where you're on the receiving end of the rewards of that, where I feel like the energy wasn't quite ready then. And now there's people coming in where you have to drop your walls and be like, oh, I can trust this. I can trust this person. Like the universe is bringing in the redemption of all those, I feel like the past year or whatever, lessons and challenges in some way. I feel like there's some like good coming in, and the right people are coming in, where there was like the almost, but right now I feel like there's a lot of new energy coming in that is here to propel you forward. And you can trust in these people. You can trust in the redemption of whatever that was. And I know this is a message for me for sure. I feel like, there's a lot of old lessons around people in the past. And now the universe is bringing in people that match this new energy and are here to be part of this new phase that you're stepping into. So I feel like, whether like last couple weeks have been this like thing breaking, the spell, the curse, the breakthrough, the shattering that old block and illusion that were always there that was keeping you stuck. Whereas this moment, like my dream said, The planes are landing. I'm curious if I'll have a dream next Friday around what the week will be after that. So there's just so much happening. There's so much opportunity. There's so much of like, get out of your comforts, and there's so much support and connection. There's a lot of fast signs and synchronicities. Like, it's wild how quickly the universe is showing things. And I noticed this is happening with me. Like, I literally declared, it's funny because this came through in the July energy update. And sometimes I'll channel messages and I'll be like, oh no, it's not for me. Or I'll go, oh, this is for me, or it's not at all for me. That's sort of what comes through. Like, there's sometimes the messages aren't for me. I'm just the messenger, right? But sometimes I don't think a message is for me. And why I like to go back and listen to the themes around even the past few months are really great energy updates to listen to. I listen to it and I go, oh my gosh, this already happened for me. Like, the ask and receive thing is really key. Because we're in such a manifesting energy, there's so much new coming in. I literally said out loud, like, I just wonder if something like this exists. I was seeing all these things. I just wonder if this even exists. Does this person even exist? Literally the next day, boom, right into my reality. Like, it's so crazy how quickly you ask, you can receive. And there's so many fast signs and synchronicities because the universe is really supporting you. It wants to help you. It's showing you your direction. I feel like there's like an end of confusion and a more solid, like, the energy is clarifying. The path is clarifying, the end of confusion. And really, yeah, really realizing that you can truly, truly bypass a lot of unnecessary steps and fully anchor into this new version of yourself. So I hope that this energy update helped. Whenever you're listening to this, these messages are perfect. But yeah, it's like the 7-Eleven. It's like that energy of moving forward. You're on the right path. You're on the right track. It's like, there's a lot of yes energy, big yes energy happening. There's a lot of escalation, big yes energy. So I'm sure if you guys see the number 7-Eleven, maybe that could be your sign. And yeah, let me know in the comments. Speak to you guys in the next one.